Basketball fans, welcome back. So in this video, I'll be talking about Ahli Tripoli versus APR. So this game was great, and both teams were coming off winning records. Both teams were 2-0 at the time, and the team that had the upper hand in this one was Ahli Tripoli. And before we start, there was an injury that Diarra, the main guy in the front court for APR, he was injured against when he played in MBB against MBB. So he was not able to play. He was not available. So there was a loophole that the Al Tripoli were able to exploit. And man, it was sad to see APR falling, but one team had to lose. And John Jackie's boys, he was the headliner and leading the Al Tripoli to win, and he dropped 27 points. The man is leading. I believe he's leading with like 28 to 29, averaging 28 or 29 points. And he's been that guy who has been a reliable scoring option down the stretch of games for the Al Tripoli side. So I I was very optimistic in Al Tripoli because the way they played, the way they dismantled the Thunder, the way they beat MBB, there was no doubt on how good they were, especially when they went about playing basketball. So Al Tripoli, they shot 34% from the field, 34% on 2-point field goals, and 35% from downtown. So the crazy part was how inefficient they were shooting from the field. And the thing that made them get over the edge was the fact that they went to the line so many times. There were 34 free throws attempted and 23 went in. So that's 67%. And Al Tripoli are, I can say they're free throw merchants because they know how to draw fouls and get to the line. So this game was inefficient for Al Tripoli. And it amazes me how the lead just ballooned to 90 points because you would expect this team when they're in the high scoring, you expect them to at least shoot about 45 to 50% from the field, but that wasn't the case in this one. APR, because of because of missing the productivity of an Diarra, they got beat in the fourth quarter, and the Al Tripoli were able to score to 9 points to APR's 16. So closing out the game, somewhat I can say the APR team dropped the ball on that one and they're not able to finish this game well. So APR shot 39% from the field, 45% on 2-point field goals, and 32% from downtown. So those are not good numbers at all. And it goes to show you how defensive both teams are and how difficult it was to score. Because majority of the times, for a team to be able to score efficiently, they have to shoot about 45%. And it goes to tell you, like, both teams coming off back to back wins, they had to find ways to be able to be crafty and beat the other. So I really enjoyed this matchup. I'm just coming from rewatching it. I mean, it was a very long watch. I made sure to watch the whole game again so that I can be able to have like a unique perspective, similar to what I've done with the whole Nairobi Thunder versus MBB. I had to watch the whole game. That's why the video has taken a bit of time for me to go ahead and watch. Go ahead and release because I had to go ahead and watch the whole game. But hey, it is what it is. So throughout the film, I can say APR without Diarra, they're really, really struggling, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And that's why at the end of the game, they conceded so many points. Uh, the game was the game was very close. I can say both teams heading into halftime, I was I was a bit confident in APR's ability to at least hold fort, but that 31 explosion from Al Tripoli added on to a hole that APR could not be able to dig themselves out of. And Obadiah Noel, he dropped 18 points for APR, and he was tied with Jamal Randall as they got 18 points apiece, and Yusuf Endoy 11. So Yusuf Endoy in the previous game played against MBB, he was able to score 25 upwards of 25 points. I'm not sure what really happened in this game because he was one of those underrated scoring options for APR. I don't know why he didn't unlock, but he was able to get a double double of his own for 11 points and 12 rebounds. Then Alex Mpoy, he had 8 boards, and William Robbins, he had 5 boards. Then Dane Anthony Miller Jr., he had 4 assists. So Dane Anthony Miller, Junior is another guy that I've been monitoring. He has not been active in terms of scoring because there are other scoring options. But in the absence of an Aludiara, I was expecting this guy to also turn up, but that wasn't the case, and that was very unfortunate because John Jackie's Boise just continued with his 25 plus points game streak, and this one was no different as his 27 points are deemed to be too much. Then Nassim Badrush he had 25, and Mohamed Sadi had 14. So Mohamed Sadi he had 14 points and 10 boards. So he had a double double of his own for the Al Ahly Tripoli. Nassim Badrush he had 7 boards, and Caleb Agada had 7. So Caleb Agada is another guy. I've seen him play for the Nigerian side, and he was very good in the Afrobasket. And his addition here proved to be one of the, I can say, the biggest steals for Al Ahly Tripoli because he kind of went under the radar, but he's been one of the most reliable options for the Al Ahly Tripoli side. And looking at the way Al Ahly Tripoli play, I feel like he fits so well in that system. And with Joe Jacques Boise being the focal point of the offense, being that guy who's a reliable bucket getter, there's no doubt that the Al Ahly Tripoli can be able to clinch it. And even looking at the APR team, there's a high likelihood that when they win their next 2 games, they will have already clinched the number 2 spot, provided the MBB team and the Thunder don't win games, which I must say I really want the Thunder to win at least 2 games. But unfortunately, right now they're down 0-3. And looking at how Al Tripoli are playing, I mean, there's a high likelihood that when they play their 5th game, they will already have clinched it. So this uh, this Nile conference looks similar to what we saw in the Kalahari conference. I don't want to say it was a snooze fest because all the teams here, they are seeing Al Tripoli and APR. Both teams are dominating the conference, and you're not anticipating any different result as opposed to what we saw in the Sahara Conference. I mean, I can say the Sahara Conference, in terms of games won, it was the most balanced and it was the most difficult. And there's a high likelihood that we'll get to see who has already clinched in the second half in either game 4 or game 5. If the Al Triple able to win game 4, they already clinched it because I don't think there's going to be another a threat to them qualifying for the playoffs in Pretoria. So the this game was great. One teams all had to go, and I'm very excited to see Al Tripoli. I've been holding North African basketball with high regard because of how they play. At least they have a very good identity. I've seen there's a mixture of shooting the 3 ball, which is great because in this one you could see Al Tripoli. They made 13 threes out of 37 attempts. I can say that was the most inefficient I've seen the Al Tripoli be. But if you look at the volume of threes that are made by North African teams, you'll see they're able to make those shots at an efficient clip. And the APR team really disappointed in this one because the fans in attendance were 5,937 and they're not able to win it. So this is not as embarrassing as what we saw in the Sahara Conference where the Ville Dakar team couldn't be able to get the job done. But APR have been sensational. It's just that Al Ahly were the better team, and it's only due to the fact that the injury of Alodiara he suffered in the MBB game was the problem. But all in all, very good game. The Al the Al Tripoli. I don't know why I'm saying Al Ittihad, but Al Tripoli, they were very good. They led in boards. They had 51 boards. They had 17 steals. Points from turnovers 24. 23 fast break points, 17 second chance points, and 40 bench points. So those are the other statistics that they were able to win, and I was carefully monitoring those. So will the injury that Aliou Diarra has suffered, will he be able to come back? Because if the APR team cannot be able to get his services, it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to clinch it quickly because they need at least 3 to 4 wins to be able to go ahead. And looking at how the games have been for the Nairobi Thunder and MBB, there's a high likelihood that there's going to be a comeback trail coming from MBB and NBC Thunder. I'm not holding my breath on the NBC Thunder to go ahead and win 3 straight, but APR are one of those teams that have been great and they have quality, especially when it comes to their signings. So the guy who has tipped the scales is Aludiar. So when he's on the floor, the APR team are great and they are going in for the win. So this short-handed APR side, if they are not, able to fill that hole that Alou Diarra has left, will they be able to go ahead and dominate? That's the big question that is going on there. But all in all, the 3-0 for the Ahli Tripoli was very important because now they are in pole position to lead the Nile Conference as well as clinch it earlier, and they can even be the first team to do it because when I saw the Alicia team in the Kalari Conference go ahead and clinch it, they clinched it in the 4th game when they went 4-0. So I'm waiting on to see that, and it's been a very fun ride. So I've made multiple videos talking about these matchups, but hey, BAL, the Nile Conference has been great. It has not been a nail biter similar to what we saw the Sahara Conference. The Sahara Conference games were nail biters all through, but there's that race for that third spot. And the Phantom team that is there is the FUS Rabat team. They're waiting on to see who's going to have a better point differential between them, the MBB team, and the Nairobi Thunder. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section down below. The games have been great, and today's a rest day, and the games will resume tomorrow. And I'm eager to go ahead and I'll watch these games because they are very entertaining. While I'm watching the NBA playoffs, the Oklahoma City Thunder were able to win Game 1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which I'm going to talk about in NBAKenya basketball. And so go ahead and check on that one out, and make sure to subscribe not only here in NBA Kenya but also in the NBAKenya basketball channel. So it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section down below on what you think about this. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.